So hello again with English, second of your video, part 2 of Nelson Mandela. As we have discussed now, the inauguration ceremony is going to start. Let's move towards there. A few moments later, we all lifted our eyes, as a spectacular array of South African jets, helicopters and troop carriers rode in perfect formation over the Union buildings. Now the ceremony starts. They look upward. When the jets, helicopters, as we used to see on 15th August and 26th January in Delhi, when our President, Prime Minister, they used to advise us, pay tribute to our national flag, national anthem, all of the people over there. So again, like this, it was not only a display of pinpoint precision and military force, but a demonstration of the military loyalty to democracy, to a new government that had been freely and fairly elected. It was not only they were paying respect to the Prime Minister, President, whomsoever, but it was a respect to democracy. It was a celebration of democracy, a new government over there. Loyalty to the democracy, to a new government that had been freely and fairly elected. The government was elected freely and fairly. Only moments before, the highest generals of South African's defense force and police, their chest bedecked with ribbons and medals from day gone by, saluted me and pledged their loyalty. The generals of the defense section, even the high police commissionerate, the high officials with the ribbon, they respected Mr. Mandela by saluting him. You can understand that for 30 years a person is in jail. Now he comes outside and becomes the president of South Africa, a country. I was not unmindful, misconscious, aware of the fact that not so many years before would not have saluted but arrested me. So he understands that, he feels that these all persons before a few years they arrested him, and now the same persons are saluting him. Finally, a chevron of impala, a pattern in the shape of a V, jets left a smoke trail of the black, red, green, blue and gold of the new South African flag. Now in a shape, if you might have gone through the parade on 15th August, 26th January, that is in Delhi, you can see all these things in the sky. As our helicopters, air jets, they are glowing white, green and saffron color, just like the same in a V sections. The jets of South Africa, they sheds the colors blue, white, green, yellow, we can say colorful, and that is derived in the flag, African flag, you can see. The day was symbolized for me by the playing of our two national anthems and the vision of white singing Nekosi Sikele, Afrique, and black singing Diastem, the old anthem of the Republic. Although that the never group knew the lyrics of the anthem, they once despised, they would soon know the words by heart. So there were two types of anthem over there, and typically as we are having national anthem, national song, many things regarding this thing. So the nation was tributed by singing this song. The new song was originated as a new government have come, democratic government. But no doubt it was in a low voice, but yet people will come to know it by heart later. On the day of the inauguration, I was overwhelmed with the sense of history. In the first decade of the 20th century, a few years after the bitter Anglo-Boer War and before my own birth, the white-skinned peoples of South Africa patched up their differences and erected a system of racial domination against the dark-skinned peoples of their own land. So now he reminds about before 20th century, how the critical condition were there. There was war. Before that, there were the white people. They discriminated the black people. They were treated so cruelly and partially too. So it created the problem by the white-skinned people. The structure they created formed the basic of one of the harshest, most inhumane societies the world has ever known. As I told you earlier that the South African country, South African black people, they have suffered a lot. Even the many countries of South Africa has created lots and lots of problem. Just a minute. Yes, people, they have faced. You just can't imagine the system. Once you will go through, if you are interested in this type of things, we can say. Obviously, you must know this. What were the problems of the people of the world? You must be a liberal in your own kind, we can say. But just go through your knowledge also. You will find. Here he told that white-skinned people of South Africa patched up their differences and erected a system of racial dominations against the dark-skinned peoples of their own land. The structure they created formed the basis of one of the harshest, the word he has written, harshest, most inhumane societies the world has ever known. Now in the last decade of the 20th century and my own 8th decade as a man, that system had been overturned forever and replaced by one that recognized the rights and freedoms of all peoples regardless of the color of their skin. So you can understand how crucial, how critically they were fight over there, the black people. So Mr. Nelson Mandela told, now everything after my inauguration, after I have came, now the world is free. The people are free from this all discriminations on things. Now the new world is beginning and everything will be colored too. That day had come about through the unimaginable sacrifices of thousands of my people whose sufferings and courage can never be counted or repaid. I felt that day, as I have on so many other days, that I was simply the sum of all those African patriots who had gone before me. So he told that there were lots and lots of people before him, lots and lots of soldiers, we can say, lots and lots of such type of politicians, those who have tried for this freedom. Before 20th century, these all things were happening regarding to them, and now, after lots and lots of patriotism, the people who fought against this and gave their life, he remembered them, that now I can pay them tribute. That long and noble line ended and now begin again with me. I was pained that I was not able to thank them and that they were not able to see what their sacrifices had wrought. And he felt pain that he cannot meet that people. People are no more now in this world. So they can't see the freedom. They can't see the democracy. And he told, I cannot pay them a particular homage also. So these were the conditions of South Africa. Now the policy of apartheid created a deep and lasting wound in my country and my people. And he told, this discrimination of skin, race has hurted each and every people. All of us will spend many years, if not generations, recovering from the profound hurt. But the decades of oppressions and brutality had another unintended effect, and that was that it produced the Oliver Thambos, the Walter Cicilus, the Chief Luthilis, the Yusuf Dadus, the Brown Fishes, the Robert Sobukwe of the other time, men of such extraordinary courage, wisdom and generosity that the like may never be known again. So these are these prominent names in the struggle against apartheid. For the use of the definite article with proper nouns successfully. So here some leaders, he remembers some leaders that they fought against this thing. Suddenly it was not chance for Nelson Mandela to come out of prison. The government he came outside. He has worked, and before him many leaders were fighting against this racial apartheid. So we can understand, after lots of these sacrifices of many people, we got freedom from the Britishers in 1947, 15th August. Just like the same conditions were created over there by the white people, those who were from South Africa onwards. Their government used to do such a cruelty or just crucial things towards the people. So he told to remove all this wound, whatever were there in the hearts of people, it will take time. Obviously decades, not centuries, he says. Sometimes, some years we needed to develop. Some years we needed to ruin the harshness of this all. People can't forget these all things. That has been given, struck on their hearts. He told, and apart from that, he remembered all these great dignitaries, though those are no more in this world, but they will do something. Perhaps it requires such depths of operation to create such heights of character, and it needs lots and lots of things within you to become a dominant character. So you can understand easily that how they were facing, how many of people, leaders, fighters, patriots have given their life towards this country. My country is rich in the minerals and gems that lie beneath its soil, but I have always known that its greatest wealth is its people, finer and truer than the purest diamond. You can see African countries, especially South African countries, they are having lots and lots of mines of diamonds, gems and many things. We all get diamonds from South African countries. There are lots and lots of diamonds in the depth over there. Mining is being done over there, and day by day lots and lots of diamond gems, etc. He told them, no doubt my country is full of gems, diamonds, but the real diamond, the real gems are the people of the poorest Africa. It is from these comrades in the struggle that I learned the meaning of courage. Time and again, I have seen man and woman risk and give their lives for an idea. I have seen men stand up, attack and torture without breaking, showing a strength and resilience that defies the imagination. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. And he gives an example that people were tortured, beaten too heavily over there, but they never uttered a single word. So it was their courage. Courage and patriotism towards the country. Men, women, they have been tortured too much, we just can't understand, but they never uttered a single word and they sacrificed their life. So he gave an example that I learned that courage was not the absence of fear. They were not fearful, but the triumph over it, and triumph means victory, we can say. The brave man is not who does not feel afraid. Yeah, I don't feel afraid anyway. That is not bravery. But what is bravery? But he who conquers the fear. But a person who conquers the fear. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin, or his background, or his religion. People must learn to hate. And if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes from more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. Superbly written by, again I would like to repeat, no one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin, or his background, or his religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love opposite. Superbly try to understand this line, that we are not taught to learn, we are taught to love, and love the opposite person. Understand this thing. For love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposites. Even in the grimmest times in prison, when my comrades and I were pushed to our limits, I were pushed to our limits. I would see a glimmer of humanity in one of the guards, perhaps just for a second. But it was enough to pressure me and keep me going. Man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. He says when he and his fellows were tortured lots to a certain extent, to unlimited. Though he find some sympathy towards the guards, the policemen, etc. He used to say that man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden. You can hide somebody's goodness, but you cannot extinguish it. In life, every man has twin obligations. Obligations to his family, to his parents, to his wife and children. And he has an obligations to his people, his community, his country, in a civil and a human society. Each man is able to fulfill those obligations according to his own inclinations, means natural tendency of behavior. But in a country like South Africa, it was almost impossible for a man of my birth and color to fulfill both of those obligations. Means we oblige our parents, we oblige our friends, we oblige our colleagues, neighbors, society, people, religion, everything. We oblige. But in South Africa, it was not possible for this. You cannot even do anything. You cannot speak even against anybody, any white person. So he says, in South Africa, a man of color who attempted to live as a human being was punished and isolated. You can understand too much harshness towards the black people. He here writes, then in South Africa, a man of color who attempted to live as a human being was punished and isolated. In South Africa, a man tried to fulfill his duty to his people was inevitably, unavoidably ripped from his family and his home and was forced to live apart, a twilight existence of scarcity and rebellion. You cannot be loyal to your family also. If you work, if you love your family more, then also you will be punished. If you pay your duties toward the country people, then also you are punished. Here the man was not little be free. No freedom. You can understand if there is no freedom. Lots and lots of rules, regulations. Though you are punished, then what will be your condition? After lots and lots of rules, regulations, strictness, everything. If you maintain that also, then also for a certain reason you are punished. Just in such a condition the people of Africa, the black people were living. I did not in the beginning choose to place my people above my family, but in attempting to serve my people, I found that I was prevented from fulfilling my obligations as a son, a brother, and a father, and a husband. So here he says that I cannot maintain my duties towards my family. No doubt, before my family, my country is there, he used to say. Though it created problem. I couldn't be a good father, a brother, a husband. He told, I was prevented from fulfilling my obligations. Obligation somebody pronounces. As a son, a brother, a father, and a husband. How typical condition he used to say. Again I would go for the next the repetitions of some lines. I did not in the beginning choose to, before that one is there. In South Africa, a man who tried to fulfill his duty to his people was inevitably ripped from his family and his home and was forced to live a life apart, or twilight existence of secrecy and rebellion. So again I would like to say how crucial, critical condition of the person at that time it might be. You cannot fulfill the desires of your family. You cannot help your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your wife, etc. You can see how rudely they have ruling over there. The white South Africans. Critical, too much critical conditions the people were facing. You can just go there. There were lack of food, lack of water, lack of clothes, everything. Even the mother used to eat in such a critical condition to his own child. They were not having food to eat, no shelter, nothing. No food, no shelter, no water, no clothes. Like crucial means you just can't imagine. We are glad, we are happy, we are fortunate that we are at the time of Britishers we were in India, and today we are Indians. But our people doesn't face this all type of problems. Those problems can't, unbelievable problems. You just can't imagine where the faced by the people, black people especially of South Africa. No imagination. You just can't imagine. You just go through the books. You can just go through Google, and you just, if you will find before democratic government came into extent in South Africa, you can just go before that how was the condition of the people. Sometime it has been shown, it is some Discovery Channel, Animal Planet, some History Channel is there. You can go through it in your TV box also, you can go through it, you can have it. So such a condition was there. The people used to live over there. You can't just image. I'm repeating the one word again and again. There is no imagination of the lives of the people of South Africa, especially the black people. So race discrimination, skin discrimination was being practiced over there for lots and lots of years. But after Nelson Mandela came, the scenario after the democratic government changed, the scenario was changed. We will continue what else Nelson Mandela used to say in his one type of autobiography in his book. Now he is no more with us in this world, but the great dignity has given lots and lots things towards the world. Thank you very much.